Okay, I'd like to open the meeting for the North Carver Water District for October 3rd, 2022, 5 PM. The meeting is now open. So first item on the agenda is discussion of rules and regulations. Let me back up. We're going to go through all the agenda, but I'm not seeing here to reorganize the board. So we have a new member, Doug Fisk. Doug was unanimously appointed at a joint meeting last week of the North Carver Water District and the Select Board in Carver. Both Eric and I were present and really wholeheartedly endorsed the appointment and look forward to working with Doug. And it's nice to have a full board. So that being said, now we'll start the agenda as written. So first item is discuss rules and regulations. Doug, to give you a little history on that, we're all new members. So you just got a copy of what the rules and regulations are. We don't have to get detailed tonight, but it's an opportunity we'll have ongoing that as you read them, look at them, that we can bring this up and see what makes sense. And I've already, the short time I've been on the commission, found things that I just don't feel fit Carver. I think, and I could be wrong, when these rules were adopted, it was like boilerplate rules from other communities. You know, we mentioned what the material is in the ground. Well, it's all ductile and cast. Well, nowadays, people use HDPE and other plastics, so it doesn't, I don't think, have to be that constrictive in construction down the road. We have a lot of rules that are not adhered to. Someone in town reached out to me recently looking for as-built drawings for a section of town. There are no as-built drawings.
Man.
There are none. We just had two mains extended in town, and part of the contract says provide as-bills. They've not been provided. No one even asked for them when it was signed off. So that's the kind of issues we're facing, just even in our own rules and regulations. So that said, I gave my spiel on it. So any questions, comments about it, or?
No, I think this gives us an opportunity to table this and then get time to really dive into it and then move forward, and we can nail down any items that we want to address to
Yep. Okay.
speak on.
I'm just thinking if those last two developments, was there an inspector on site that we get?
Small water takes care of that. So yeah, Steve, Steve is the day-to-day person that operates small water systems in our system, our North Carver Water District. So Steve is he's the contact person. So Steve has been involved in doing the inspections, both service installations. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like not the Plymouth Street extension, like that was before my time.
Okay.
Like I inspected, I don't even know what it's called, that project that's going on, the 44 project.
That was the it was the Marion Way extension. Now it's called the something green. It is the 44 development.
Yeah, so I inspected that main and then all the tie-ins
Yeah.
going in.
Yeah.
You did as-built and stuff like that?
The town takes care of the as-bills on that, not me. I just make sure they're putting them in the ground properly and backfilling.
It's the builder. So if you hire contractor XYZ to do 1,000 feet of main
Yep.
and curb stops, they are supposed to give you the as-built. I think, and I don't want to
Okay.
use names, but I believe someone that's been doing a lot of tie-ins right now, under a contract with the Board of Health, he has been doing as-built as he goes and giving them to the Board of Health.
Yeah.
Because they're paying for the project and supervising it. But at the end of the day, they should be turned over to, at least a copy of it, to North Carver Water.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do know he is, because I
Yeah.
inspect his
Okay.
lines.
Yeah, yeah. And that, I had heard that, but I didn't want to assume, but I had heard
Yeah,
that
he's
he's
doing
doing it.
drawings on
Yeah.
it. On-
And Kevin Forgett said the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but like that big project PA Landers, I mean, I know they had them, but, they have to hand them over to the town or whatever.
Yeah, So we.
They're not
we
gonna
have-
give them to me.
Yeah, we have to get those, yeah.
Okay.
But it's just, that's just one example of rules and regulations we have that have not been enforced that are key. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't, yeah, I mean, people through memory know where the pipe sort of kind of is, but, you know, in an emergency, going to a shut-off valve and a bypass valve, whatever, if they exist, where are they? You know, and a lot of people need to know that. Small water, DPW, us, because we're involved, et cetera. So just food for thought. And yeah, so I think we'll just leave this on the agenda for the months to come.
Yeah.
And so it's always there to discuss it as we learn more, as we figure it out. Any more discussion with that?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Moving on to item 2, Route 44 Development Urban Renewal Plan. I've not heard anything from that. That is in reference to that project that we talk about, the Hillwood project, where the water main came up Marion Road, to supply water to them. That part of town, I know that the project is moving forward as far as permitting and stuff like that. What's going on in
Is that
detail? I
Marion,
don't-
isn't Marion way up off of Plymouth Street where the pumping, where the,
Off of Plymouth,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Not me, I'd say, what's,
Old Montello.
Montello,
yes.
oh my God, my apologies. There you go. Montello.
And that main currently ends right where they swept in across 58. It makes a sweep in.
It sweeps in and it goes,
that main
it goes up
up, all the way up
to where,
to where they're gonna take a left
yeah.
into that, whatever it is, a gravel pit or whatever it is right now.
So I think it's the old entrance to where the old sludge plant was.
Okay. But it kind of ends at that entrance to get to the property.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
so it ends where it turns gravel again?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
yeah, and there's a whip coming up for blow off and everything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Okay. Let's see, so, I really don't have anything on that. I'm not looped into it, the Route 44 development per se. Item 3, update from Small Water System Services. Steve?
All right, so I gave you guys all the report for the membranes. Membranes being good, no issues. And then myself and Phil did an inspection of the plant, and you can see in the bottom, any action for customer. There's not many, there's a couple of things that need to be fixed. I think the only one that you guys will need a price on is on the second page, item number 9, the blower.
Okay.
Just because I think it's a couple $1,000. Yeah, that's not a lot.
Replacement or-
Yeah. And then everything else will just be, like we talked about, will just be time, labor.
Yeah.
There's no sense in give quotes because it won't make sense to do quotes on everything. And we're starting on this Thursday, cleaning those big tanks out.
Yep. The oxidization in the
Yeah, the
chem
big
tank?
2 in the
Yeah,
pink,
okay.
in the back, yeah.
Okay,
Other than that, everything else looks pretty good at the plant.
okay.
And then they just have what you should do on site visits to keep everything up. And the biggest issue is the clean-in-place skid does not work. And that's what a lot of these items are, to get it up and running, and then we won't have any issues going forward.
Okay.
Which I think when you guys were there,
Yeah.
you saw that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you for the time on that too.
No problem.
So going forward with these membranes, for budget purposes, what should we kind of figure for a time window?
I would say around year 8, because if you get them early and they don't need to be replaced, as long as they're stored inside that building, they're not gonna go bad.
Yeah.
Because they're sealed in little like foil bags, you'll be fine. But they go, life expectancy is around 10 years, so around year 8, you budget for it, year 9, you order them,
Right.
then you'll have them.
Okay.
And as soon as you start to see the decline, you can change them out, so we don't all of a sudden have a catastrophic failure again.
So that's good to know for the future.
So that, you're able to indicate, say you, not personally, but the system's designed so that you're able to indicate the decline
Correct.
based on measurements of your iron and manganese and,
Well, that's the result of it, but there's tests that the machine itself runs. that
Okay.
Doesn't work right
Okay.
now. That tells you how it's operating.
Okay.
And you'll see your numbers start to decline on some, and other numbers will start to go up, and then you know you're starting to have issues.
okay, all right. That is something that different meetings throughout, like here in this building with other departments, us as a board, and I shouldn't speak for the board because it's so new, but I think we're all here for the same thing, to look at ways we can maintain and improve the physical assets of the plant versus watch them deteriorate,
yeah.
deteriorate to get to a situation like
Correct.
that. So that's like big
The
right
biggest
now.
thing is getting that CIP skid up and running.
Okay, yeah. Okay. What? I think that was it. So that was really, we took off of the agenda the membrane update, because that's done, but of course, we wanted your input on what else is going on up there.
Okay, I will bring this up then. Can I get the okay to get a dumpster up there?
Yes.
Okay.
What, in the past, what have we needed to do that? Just are okay to do it?
You guys just all have to.
Okay.
I don't know if you have to vote on it, whatever, but, I mean, what's a dumpster, $400?
Anyone care to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Second.
So, approved, get the dumpster and do what
Yeah.
you need to do, Steve, absolutely.
And then you have to, are you soliciting quotes on the blower?
There's only one quote.
Okay, there is, okay.
I can't,
Okay.
because it's that plan, it's
Okay.
only comes from them.
Okay,
But he said he thinks it's around like 1,200, it's not like crazy money.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Is that something you can, when you get it to Jill and
Yeah.
I'll come
Yeah,
up
yeah,
and sign it,
definitely,
yeah,
yep.
okay.
so it's in stock, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's just a blow, you have one now, but what it is this blower handles the aeration tank, and this one handles the trains. This one is down, so the valve on this, he had cracked it to steal air, so this hasn't been getting enough air.
Okay,
There was a lot of stuff being Mickey Moused around to make the plant work.
Yep.
Instead of getting fixed.
okay. Let's see. You folks gonna hang around, right, in case other issues come up for the rest of the meeting?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right, just want to make sure. I thought so, but, okay, thank you for the report. So up for discussion is credits, appeals on billing. So being a three-person board, there's very little we can do to discuss things outside a meeting, but this is going to fall into a couple different categories. One is going to be correspondence. So because of the incidents we've had for the month of June, and probably going a little bit into July, with our plant, and then switching over from our well water to the Middleborough Municipal Water System, many things were in play. One of them was helping customers that had to go out and purchase bottled water when they were, couldn't drink the water they had. There's been a lot of confusion, a little bit of back and forth. We've had a couple people come forward, put in an application. We've paid them. It came to my attention through an email sent by a resident that at the joint meeting, June 23rd, 2022, between the Select Board and the Water Commissioners, that, and you can barely hear it, I reviewed the YouTube version, a woman in the background mentioned that she had not saved her receipts. She didn't think she would get reimbursed. From town, someone from the town said, we're not worried about receipts. It's very hard to pick up. I want to give this person the benefit of the doubt. So I've reached out to Jill that we are going to accept her application. She's not trying to get over on anything, she's just trying to be made whole. So I shouldn't say we, I'm going to backtrack about requiring, a receipt. So I just wanted to, I keep credits and appeals on the table for that instant. She's not after anything. She was at the meeting. You could hear it in the background. I just don't know who it was at the time, so. I don't know if any thoughts on that.
No, I'm fine with that.
Okay. So, Eric, discuss a possible feasibility study. That was something you had suggested, so why don't you,
Yeah, so, with everything going on with the development in North Carver, the recent updates to the plant, the current design capacity, there might be something that we should sit down in the future with the town planner, town administrator, small water, look at the overall design of what we currently have, what we're gonna be at for capacity with the development if it moves forward. Based on the information I've reviewed, we're probably, if that location goes online up north with the development, we're gonna be at 90-95% capacity with our water system currently. That leaves little, if any, future development in North Carver, so I think it would be in the best interest of the town to kind of sit down with everybody and see what the future plan is for North Carver. I know there's a development plan for Carver, and they've had some ideas, but get with the town administrator, look at the revenue generation, what it brings in, but what it's gonna bring for customers as well for North Carver, and if we're gonna be restricted with what we have. So I just wanted to bring that onto the agenda so we can move forward with that now, rather than wait and something develops up north, and then we're kind of capped off and we can't supply water to anybody else that wants to come in town.
Yep.
If we can open up that small water system up north and create more water, so be it. But I think that's something we have to actually look into now rather than later.
yep, absolutely.
I don't know if you want to make a note about this, but your trains can have the capacity to do about, we say around 20,000 more?
Yes,
it was.
because there's so many blanks.
Yeah, so you have blanks in your trains right now. So the train capacity can do about 20,000 more a day.
So 120,000?
But we'd have to look at what your pumps can put out.
Yeah.
Right.
The trains can produce more.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the pumps can, I'm sure they can, you can probably adjust them up a little bit.
Yeah, and I think that's something we gotta go through each item.
Right.
And then see.
But I don't know if you wanted to make a note
Yeah.
that the trains can grow to about 20,000 more.
Okay.
And what is the current pumping limit for the current wells? And if there would be a need for another?
Well, yeah, I think we're kind of limited to 100,000 gallons per day with the two wells that we have currently. So,
So that, of course, is an issue for a geological study.
Right.
And DEP involvement to see if we can get a permit to increase the capacity of those two wells or drive a third, you know. And that's like, as you know better than I do, that's quite a task, and that's something else that,
Yeah.
there's a lot of issues that all come together that have to be looked at, and
Right.
that's huge, is the well capacity itself.
yeah, so I think if we get that personnel involved sooner than later, we set up a meeting
Yep.
with us, yourselves, we can discuss that. And I know that's gonna be a very involved and probably discussion that's gonna evolve each meeting. But I think it's something that has to happen, and I think that's tied into, 5, 6, and 7 on
Yep.
the agenda here.
Yep.
That's all of those.
Okay.
That way we're not blindsided when, something else.
You need more, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Anything else on that?
that's all I had.
Okay. Doug?
Just taking it in.
Okay. Yeah, we all are. All right, item 6, what is the future of the North Carver Water District with the current infrastructure and water supply commitments? Sort of goes hand in hand with
Yeah.
item 5, so please, Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, that's the same, where we're gonna be, the infrastructure, I think, has been updated, we're adding all the services in town. But like I said, with the commitments we made to development that's gonna go up in North Carver, I think we're gonna be, at the threshold. And to move forward, we have to review everything,
Yep.
so.
Okay.
And I think that ties into 7 as well, I think she broke these down, when I sent her over some information about these 3 items are supposed to be tied together.
Yep, no, yeah, that's good. So I think that, are you set? That covers all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
There's something not on the agenda that would follow under topics not reasonably anticipated. And and it was too late to change the agenda. It might be a good time if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and put that in there. This past Friday, I had a meeting, bear with me, I was doing notes today, and I can barely read my own handwriting. So, I had a meeting this past Friday at 10 a.m. at the town hall with the town administrator, with Dave, and I'm going to always butcher his name, Seidentopf, Jim McLaughlin of DEP, and another gentleman from the DEP whose name he told me, and I didn't get a business card or anything, so I apologize to him. It was a meeting set up by Dave, who had been talking to Jim McLaughlin at DEP about issues in another part of town that doesn't concern the North Carver Water District. But the district came up, so through Dave and Jim, they suggested that we meet. So I was notified of this last week. I attended the meeting, and a lot of things came up. A lot of them because I'm new to this, and I'll be the first to admit, and being all of us thrown into the fire of the plant, what's going on, some of it I understood it, but there was a lot of acronyms used and stuff. I'm like, okay, right over my head. So, first of all, the biggest thing I got out of it is, before the plant failed, DEP was going to start down the road of enforcement of the North Carver Water District from all the complaints they've been receiving and the lack of, how should I put this? The lack of cooperation and transparency with the town of Carver, the town and the North Carver Water District. And he had it about up to here. Since the issue of the plant failing has come up, and talking with Dave, and to a degree, I believe, and this is where I don't want to put words in people's mouth, there was a lot of information shared. I believe he was also in contact to a degree with the town administrator. DEP has backed off of that, and they're going to give us a chance as a team. Us, Small Water, the Select Board, town administrator, and Dave from grounds and maintenance, to get our stuff in order, come up with a plan. He brought up many, many, many issues that a few of us have been talking about for a long time. He can't fathom today, for instance, why we don't have a water tower. And he didn't understand the back history of how the North Carver Water District came about. And I'm not going to get into that, but he now, I think, understands a little bit of what happened. So his belief is, between the wells, the plant, lack of a pressurized system due to a standpipe water tower, that in his mind, in DEP's mind, the system today is maxed out, period. And that's the way he's looking at it. So he's looking for us to pull it out of that, in a nutshell. So it was a productive meeting. He did talk to us about a few things that not concern like in a bad light, but like things he wants to make sure that are addressed during this outage. Things like making sure that we set up protocols to, and I know you guys already do it, but like test the alarms quarterly, monthly is better. And he wants to make sure, he mentioned like the chemical alarms, water level alarms. Then he would like an audit system for us and small water systems down the road, making sure we're doing what we're supposed to do. He mentioned that there are grants and funding at the state and federal level, state revolving funds. Carver has never used any of these funds. So, there are things out there that can be used. It's just that we have to go at them, go after them as far as funding. He said he will help with that. He started talking about a point system when it comes to using these funds that are available. And a lot of these funds are a loan. It's a low-interest state loan, federal loan. It's not all grants, but it's a point system. And I guess because we're a small system, some of the things we'd be looking to, and I'm going to say this, for instance, a water tower. I think the town believes that a water tower is going to be paid for by the Hillwood project. That is not guaranteed. So we have to be proactive and look at possibly a water tower without the help of Hillwood or someone else. Because they might decide, I'm not putting words in their mouth, with the economy the way it is, they might want to scale back on their project so they don't have to do a water tower. We can't survive any longer without one, with them or without them. So that's the kind of thing that scores low on the grading of being awarded monies by the state. But because of all the other issues we have, it can be that grading system, we can be given more credit for that to possibly get monies. Hope I made a little bit of sense there, because I'm trying to, he was talking about that grading system, like, we would normally be in the 200s. But because we never had a water tower and the system's getting bigger, it's like more of an emergency situation that we have to rectify it and do it now, that could possibly get us up into the 400s and get you over the threshold to get monies available. That was, I thought, a pretty big thing. He did give us names of people to reach out for that are engineers that have done systems fairly equal to ours as far as capacity and size, maybe a little bigger, and they're mostly down on the Cape. What else did he give us? I think that really was the high point of it. Like I said, there was a lot of stuff. He did say at the beginning, we were all starting to take, he goes, you don't need notes. So I stopped taking notes. And I was like, I wished I did, but then I wouldn't really have been able to pay attention because I'm not a scribe. But the meeting was productive. It was about 2 hours long. He seemed willing to give us a try, a new board and all that, for us to be proactive with this and see what we can do to improve the system. We did talk about capacities a little bit. He was pretty much aware of that. That's it in a nutshell. I don't know if any questions about that, or, I think the town administrator probably.
Was he involved or no?
The town, he was there,
Okay.
he was there. So he did reassure the DEP that the town, when I say the town, the town administrator and the select board, they are now fully invested into making sure that the North Carver Water District has what they can help, has what we need as far as they can go to make this succeed, help this succeed. Instead of just like, we're over here and they're over there.
Okay, so
That it is,
Good.
So I thought that was huge, and I don't doubt it, so. It was a productive meeting. So I just figured that was a good time to put that in there, in that. So, item 8, financial obligations of the district since inception.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of blind. I don't know if you've got any insight. I know initially North Carver Water District was funded in some way, and I know we've been generating revenue, paying down debt. I think that's something that when we move forward and sit down with the right parties, we can find out where we're at, what's going to continue. I don't even know if the debt's paid off. I assume it's not. I'm sure there's still a note.
To the best of my knowledge, it's not.
Okay.
That's not with any kind of certainty. How do I say this? There was not much communication on how this all works.
Okay.
That is one of the many things I think collectively we all would like to change. Doug, before you came on board, I had talked to Eric.
Yep.
The town administrator, I've not followed up on it since, and I will do that this week, is setting up a training class for the three of us.
Okay.
Okay? And what that will be is how the finances of the North Carver Water District works.
Okay.
You know, we take money in, where does it go? From receipts in, what do we pay for? What comes out of this fund over here? You know, how, because I don't know. No one
Yeah.
ever explained it, so can't answer it, but that, it'll be an education process for the three of us.
Good.
How that does, and that, then we'll move from there.
Good.
He did say when we talked about it, that he was talking, you know, sometime this month.
Okay.
But I'll follow up and get back to everybody on that.
Thank you.
Yep.
Good.
Okay. Bills payable. Okay. Let's see here. There we go.
So I see 4 of them. I assume they were in here?
Yep.
2 from
Well, there's two, there should be
small
two.
water. And then,
Oh, is there two from small water?
yeah,
Okay, I just want to make sure we get everything done.
looks like a balance on,
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Since I got this one.
I believe so. The other one ties in with all the testing, it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's two. There's this one here from the town of Carver, and we have one here from Small Water. So, actually, there should be two from Small Water, like you said. $10 one. What about?
I had this one as well, right?
Yeah, but I only have one.
So there's a $10 one, a $4 one, and a $2.50 one.
Okay. Yeah, but I only have one.
We don't have one on this unless it was already, it's not stamped, well, it was,
I only have one to sign. That's what I'm saying, is I only have one packet to sign.
Oh, this is all yours, right?
right.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
all-
like, why is this bill so thick?
but it's part of the breakdown and then that's all your,
These are the visits.
what's the date?
This is August.
Did,
This is the month of August.
so, our last, when,
This is for like the samples and all that stuff.
okay.
Yeah.
When was this submitted? 9, oh, okay, so this just came in on Friday. That's maybe why.
Okay. But usually we get two packets, and it'll be like a sign-in sheet for like Small Waters bill, and then all the other bills. And I'm
Okay.
not seeing it.
So did they want us to add, I mean, it was with our packet, so I assume we want to add this.
Well, there should be, so like, there should be a folder that has just what's billable.
Okay.
You know, what we've got to vote on and then pay. So I have this one here. I've got the invoice. Packet summary, and that's Town of Carver, and that is, you know, like propane, gas, phone bill, and all that stuff.
Right, so this bill might be in there at the bottom, I don't know.
But what I don't have, see, I got the sign-in sheet, and I don't have the, oh, wait, here we go.
I just have. Looks like 4 bills.
That's all I got. Oh, this is embarrassing.
Yeah, because
So-
these 4 bills were with our package.
Yeah.
Right, but those are just copies of the bills. Those aren't the ones that we actually sign.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I would assume these are what they wanted
It's
in.
not that. No?
That's that $10 bill.
Okay.
And that is just, an invoice from today, dated today. Okay, let's see. Well, yeah, I don't see it. Usually it's pretty prominent right there, you know? Well, let's table that for now. Everyone get a chance, or you got a copy of the minutes?
I did, I already reviewed them. Doug wasn't present, so he
Yep.
can't make a
Okay,
vote.
so, let's see, would you care, entertain a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes for September 12th, 2022 for the North Carver Water District.
Okay, second the motion?
All in favor?
Aye. Okay, so, board members' comments,
I'm good.
okay, except we gotta find the bills to sign.
Yeah.
Next meeting, does this work for you guys both still? It's the first Monday of the month
Yeah,
and
works.
5 o'clock, okay? That still works for you?
Yes.
Okay. So let's, okay,
So me and Doug will not be here on the 8th of November, so I don't know if you want to move it to, or the 7th of November.
oh, okay, you won't be here the 7th?
Right.
What would work?
The 14th is fine, right?
What can we do
Oh,
the week before? Just
the 30th, 31st, Halloween? I mean,
I can do Halloween. It's
I
up
can do
to-
Halloween, but it's Halloween.
yeah. Let's put it for the 14th.
Okay,
Okay.
14th.
I'm not available the
Okay.
14th.
Well, you want to do
We,
Halloween?
we could do another day.
Oh, that's fine too. I mean,
It doesn't have to be the Monday, you know what I mean?
I got things on Tuesday, but Wednesday.
Wednesday the 16th?
Yeah, oh, okay, because you're gonna be gone the week.
Yeah, we're gone the following week and a half. 16th?
I don't know. It's kind of far off. Is there anything?
I know, is there anything, we're gonna hold up anything for anybody?
How about would it be okay to do the week before? In
Yeah.
November. So like Thursday the 3rd, Friday the 4th, Tuesday the,
We could do November 1st, that's a Tuesday, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
It's 5 o'clock, and then, is that all right?
that's cool. As long as I'm out here by 6:30.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, okay,
we'll do November 1st.
November 1st.
November 1st, Tuesday.
That way we're not holding anybody up.
Yeah.
with-
Yeah, and the 15th just seems kind of far off.
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry.
Oh, I had one other question for the water operators. So are we still looking at November, do you think, Steve?
We are still waiting on that wet end for the well,
Okay, all right,
maybe end of November.
okay.
I know you want to turn on at the beginning of the month, so. it'll
Well-
probably-
The general consensus is the most important thing is that we get everything done we can
Right.
do. So if it's delayed a little bit,
Right,
I-
but I'm
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
but you want to turn it on at the beginning of a month for billing purposes, you
it
don't.
would- it would be easier, but I don't know if that is gonna be a big to-do, you
Right.
know? Speaking of which, that leads me to one other topic. Part of correspondence. Bear with me. So we had 3 emails that were forwarded to myself, the chairperson. One's already been taken care of, and that was about the receipts for bottled water, so that was a,
Right.
sort of fell into that. And then another issue was, oh, okay, someone paid a bill in person at the payment office at the town hall of Carver. They collect the bill, you know, people pay their bill there. So the question came up, why are we still paying the North Carver Water District water rate versus Middleborough's, which is less? The answer to that is, we are paying Middleborough the same as what our rate is. So if Middleborough bills us, they're billing at our rate, so it's like that's what we normally would charge, and that's why. There is no rate difference when we go to Middleborough Water. And then the third item that came up was a customer emailed the town about the cost of keeping their commercial equipment up and running due to ongoing sediment issues before we switched over to the Middleborough Water in the end of June. That is in the rules and regulations about appeals process. That didn't fall into the bottled water for residents, I'm sorry to say. And then I wanted to assure that the person that sent that email, that in fact, when they send the email to the town hall, they do CC me into that, so I get a copy of that email, so it doesn't go on deaf ears. I just wanted people to be aware of that. And then, I think that covered the correspondence. So,
Was that when the sediment from the issue when everything failed? That's when the issue occurred?
yeah, I mean, in a nutshell, the commercial, some of the commercial businesses have equipment that's sensitive to sediment, sand, anything that I think most residential customers don't really, it doesn't affect them. So the commercial customers, they have a different set of issues they deal with, and I think they reach out to us on a more frequency than a lot of the residential customers, so, but yeah, it was in reference to that, during that issue that we had. But other than that, we haven't had any complaints as of late that I'm aware of, but I do get the emails forwarded to me. All right, so we're all set with next meeting. What I'd like to do, if you folks are all set, we're gonna stay in meeting until we find out what we're supposed to sign, because it wasn't laid out the way I remember seeing it before, and you don't have to stay around for that.
Okay.
And then if you want to get back to me, Steve, about that.
Yeah, I'll get back to you
Okay,
tomorrow on that.
Okay, cool, thank you. And there was a reason for that. One of the complaints, and I don't want to be, you guys have been nothing but great helping us out since I've been involved. One of the complaints started that threw a red flag from DEP was, in the past, he visited the water plant, and he said he'd never had to file a report saying that just the condition of the plant was awful, as far as cleanliness and all that. So that's where that came from. It's like, I know that is not the case now.
Right.
I'd like to keep it that way, so.
Yeah, no, I know where you're coming
Okay,
from on that. I
okay,
get you.
okay, all right, very good,
We will take care of that.
okay, thank you. So, yeah, if you're all set, folks, we are,
Yeah,
thank you very much for coming out,
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
it.
Thank you very
If you
much.
have any questions, just call us.
Yes, yep.
I'm gonna give you, Steve, you know Steve, have you met him before?
Quickly,
Yeah, I'll get you his contact info, they're
you.
good to deal with.
Thank you. Safe travels back. Or you down here?
No, no.
All right, so let's figure out when you guys got here. Let's play Inspector Clouseau.
So these packets had this is how it was laid out. These packets had my name on it. He had the same with his
Okay,
name on it.
yep.
And then
Okay,
that was
cool,
separate.
okay. So,
So this has the bills in it. So there's the Osterman.
yep,
Yeah, I think it'd be in with that, right?
Yeah,
yep.
this should be,
Yeah, so what they do is
Ostemans?
so they give,
oh, she's got them separated.
so what they do is they got two packets.
I wonder if this bill was submitted on the 29th and it wasn't added as of yet. Jill's not here. So this isn't stamped. So that's probably why. So this hasn't been officially received.
I don't know, so I do have this.
So
I got this right
Yeah,
here.
that's stamped.
what's that one for?
Stamped. I got,
Yeah, Osterman's is stamped.
yeah. But the big one, like you say, the big one here from Small Waters is
It's
stamped.
not stamped, so I don't think it was officially
So we
brought
have to-
into, gets approved as of yet. So do we have to approve this for them to accept it?
No, so what they do is so we all get a copy, of the packet. Then usually in here, and I didn't see anything in here. Was there something here, do you remember? Okay. Usually, what you'll get is, you'll get what we all got handed, but it'll have
The originals or whatever. yeah.
it'll have like a signing form that we've all
Approved.
approve the payment of the bill. So like this here, we've got this for $10, that's got all our names and the date. We sign it and then we pay the bill. The only other thing we got is, I hereby attest that all invoices listed above amounting to $4,646.09 are appropriate to be paid. And, okay, so it's got, it must be that the Small Waters didn't send us a bill yet. That's what it is, okay. I apologize for what happened, so. These are the two.
Okay.
I think you're, in regard to Small Water, right now what they're doing is they're charging us time and material during this event up there. Until we're back online.
Okay.
Okay? I could be wrong, but the initial, when the plant went down, that's how it was. And there's a lag period because, boy, there's so many moving parts to this that we're finding out. When this all happened, they were not under contract. The contract hadn't been signed. So they went time and material. Since then, the contract's been assigned. We do not sign the contract. The contract is done through Dave Seatentop.
Okay.
He's the one, well, and other people, but he's the one who does the negotiating for the North Carver Water District, the schools, the center of town, any town property that has, by definition, a small water system, he does the contract for them,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
Now, I probably confused myself enough, never mind you guys with that, but that's where we sit today. So, we'll get back on track to bills payable. So, do I hear a motion to pay the bills listed? Do I have a motion to pay in the invoice of $4,646.09, invoice packet 1?
Okay. I motion.
Do I have a motion on that?
Sure. My motion.
Second.
Okay, all right, motion on the table, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay. Okay, give this to Doug. Okay. Okay, so that goes there. And then what they do is we put up, anything that gets, we sign goes back in the blue folder, and then Jill picks it up for us the next day. Okay, so the next one is, can I get a motion to pay an invoice to Small Water Systems, invoice number 22-2544, dated 10/1/22, for the amount of $10.
Make that motion.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so moved. She'll date it, okay. Done. And then I'll do this.
You'll find out from Jill tomorrow about those other two.
What's that?
I'll find out from Jill tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, yeah. All right, see, so, okay. And then while we're still in motion, do either one of you fellows have any questions for me? I know we're still probably in the, well, comments. I know we did the next meeting already.
So the meeting that I discussed earlier with, obviously, the town administrator,
Yep.
probably the planner, probably should be a joint meeting. I don't know if you want to reach out
Yes, I'd be more than happy
set
to.
something up that we can all.
Yeah,
I'd like to meet everybody.
yeah, no, I would too, yeah, I
know what I
haven't
mean?
tasted it, yeah.
I don't know if we need anybody from finance as well, so we can kind of, I know we're gonna have that course and they can walk us through.
Yep.
How everything on the business side runs through on small
Yep.
I
systems.
just want to make sure
But-
everybody's on the same page.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
And I don't know if Dave, I don't want to butcher his name, Seedenoff,
Yep,
if he wants to attend as well, because
Yep.
I mean, he's got some insight and he's got some history with
yep,
the system, so get everything kind of laid out. You know, small water's been great with, you know, we just found out membranes, 10 years, you budget 2 years beforehand, but it was a, what, $200,000 purchase we just made? For
yeah, a
the,
little and more, yep, yep.
so
Exactly.
I don't think we want to budget 2 years ahead of time. If we can start budgeting now,
Yes.
a little bit
yes.
every year and
Like, you know how much we have in surplus or whatever we have in.
right.
Well, that's things, none of us know what we have for finance, you know, we have no idea. So that's what the TA was gonna put together was so we can talk to the town accountant, finance department, and see what we got and where.
Because
I've been led, I shouldn't say led to believe, I've been assured, leading up to today, that the money to pay for this outage, you know, for the membranes and everything else we're doing, we do have the money sitting in an account over there. This is where they're gonna educate us. It's not something that we can just go write a check. Even though the money belongs, I believe belongs to North Carver Water District here, you still have to get it approved at town meeting to spend that money. And that's where this whole thing has been, one of the many layers. So we borrowed money from the town to pay for this. Next town meeting, the money will get funneled from where it's been waiting to do this project and pay the town back.
Okay.
This was to expedite it, you know, borrowing the money. So we signed, remember, did you,
Yes.
you signed the MOU for that, yeah. So, yeah, it's quite a, ooh, okay. Here we go. Of course, I should have read the note earlier. Okay, so this is part of the bills we just paid. Okay, it says, so I'm going to read this aloud so that you guys all hear it. This has definitely been confusing. I think Carrie and I have figured out the school, so I am only talking about North Carver Water District here. I did find the email below, sent 8/17, notifying you all about the voided invoices due to the gap in contracts. And July time and materials was invoiced this way. So this is invoice 22-2782, North Carver Water District paid. 22-2785, municipal buildings paid. 22-2786, Cranberry Village paid. August work was just released for me to bill, so that invoice has not been created yet. September DPW charge for North Carver Water District invoice 22-2897 was just paid with check number 83665. Thank you. Check number 83665 also paid for the voided invoice number 22-2544. Rather than return the entire check that paid the multiple invoices, I created the October monthly invoice for North Carver Water District and applied the $10,400 payment to the October DW charge of $10,416, leaving a balance of $1,667. I hope this helps to clear things up. Please feel free to call if you think a conversation would be better. So that's Jill Bagney from Accounts Manager, Small Water System Services LLC. I'll be honest, I didn't understand much of that, but if it passed muster with Jill, with the office, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with it. It does. But just to be aware, that's why it was no
Yeah.
bill
Yep.
per se.
Okay.
Okay.
that
Breaks it
do, I think there's so many movement between the contract negotiation and all that, you know, T and M versus contractually what they do for us on a monthly basis. I think we'll, well, I think we'll probably need to run with that. What else can we do? So that said, anything else before we adjourn? We did cover any topics not reasonably anticipated. You know, I went over that with some correspondence and all that stuff. And the meeting with DEP. I will, if I may, not to drag this out much longer, I do want to be very clear to my fellow board members that one thing, because we're a three-person board, we're very limited about what we can do as far as having conversation outside of meeting. That said, as far as I'm aware, there is nothing wrong with one-way communication, so that if something crosses me as the chairperson currently, I'm going to include you in it by, this is what's going on, and don't reply. But just so you know, so you're not like walking into a meeting or being asked to quit with no knowledge of what the heck is going on. That's why I think I emailed you guys about
Right.
bringing this stuff up, but not, you know, just so you know. I mean, nothing worse than walking into these meetings and having
Right.
no clue of what's been going on, and it doesn't make any of us, I think, it doesn't help any of us.
No. Transparency is the best thing.
Yeah, so I think moving forward, that's how we'll do it unless we're told otherwise. Also, there is going to be a training. Are you aware of the training? It's a 1-hour session coming up, and I'll get you the information.
Okay.
What it is it's the town's law firm we use is going to have a session on how the open meeting law works. And that's what this is referring to, you know, this not being able to have a dialogue and send emails and text back and forth, that it's, you know, if you do that, it constitutes a meeting and you have to go on record for that. But it will tell us, explain that stuff to us, so.
Yeah, which would be good.
Okay, I think it was the 19th, but I'll get that to you, Doug.
19th, okay.
I believe, yeah.
What time?
It was, there was a session like at 3 o'clock or 3:30, and then
Okay.
5 or 5, you only have to do one.
All right.
It'd be about an hour, it's not a
Okay.
long thing.
I haven't seen any correspondence on who, you know, I'd asked. She asked what dates was specific, or what time worked better. I sent her a time in, but I haven't heard back.
Oh, okay.
You gonna reach out to everybody?
When I reached out and said I'm planning on the 5 o'clock or 5:30, she had said, okay, I'll pencil you in. So there was, I did get a reply, so you might want to revisit that.
Okay.
See,
And that was through, is it Kara,
I
upstairs?
think it was Amanda.
Amanda?
Yeah, that's who I went through, yeah. But at least I'll get back to you, Doug, on that, about the, you know, to make sure you have the correct info,
Yeah.
the date and the time, and who to reach out to.
Share it?
All right, anything else?
No, I think,
Okay, it was a longer meeting than usual, but appreciate everyone being here. So with that, I think I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I like that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor to adjourn?
Aye.
Okay, great.
Take it.